these crappy jobs that I used to have, and all the, you know, I don't know, maybe call it peril, even to go as extreme as that. I feel it's, you know, that I used to feel. You know, a lot of us are, you know, we get into these jobs that just because we need some kind of work, and it's just an absolute slog, and they feel like fake work. You go to work there and your day is talking to people just through Slack, and there's just these dumb Bob meetings all day. Always meeting with the Bobs, you know, whatever that may be for your actual position. And it just, God, I hate it so much, and it drove me crazy. I was just constantly feeling dread when I would wake up in the morning to go to work. When I had my full-time job, my real job, working for a, you know, established company, every day I woke up, I just felt just impending doom and this anxiety in me, and I dreaded it every single morning. That alarm went off. I did not want to wake up. I did not want to get ready to go to work, because I did not feel like I belonged there. And I'm sure so many people probably feel the same way about the jobs that they're in right now. And it probably feels like you're stuck. That you're always wondering, how can I get out? Can I move to a different job, a better job? And it really does just eat away at you every day. Like, what kind of existence is that? And I feel like we are being conditioned, programmed, you know, like they're trying to lie to us, and like they're trying to instill these values of, you need to go work at this company for the rest of your life and go be a, you know, good little employee and just follow orders and don't question everything or anything. And that just, I can't do that. I remember there was a day when I suggested a change to the ticketing system for the orders at that job I was in with the Slack BS. Slack is such a, God, I'll get into that in a minute, but I go and I'm like, man, we should make these changes to make sure that certain finishing steps are done to the order that are supposed to be done. Because that was the problem that arose. A step didn't get completed because of the confusing wording and layout of these job tickets. And so I suggest a change, and I you know, sitting there calmly explaining it to my supervisor, and instead of saying, oh, you know, that is a possibility, or we'll think about it, talk about it, bring it up with the other team members, see what, you know, about any input. Instead, I get a monologue talking at me about how I'm wrong and the ticket's that way for a reason, and I don't know what I'm talking about. And by the way, guys, this is not like I'm some fresh young kid in the industry. Like, I was already working in this industry for a few years, and I had been at that company for almost a year now. So, you know, I'm not saying I'm a master at all at that point, but, you know, I feel like the whole team would have benefited from having a little bit better of a way to deal with these job tickets. And after he told me all that, I come to find out the next day I'm talking with the guy in the finishing department in bindery, and he tells me that boss man that said that my idea was wrong told him that they were possibly going to start implementing that in the future. He never came to me to say that, because of course he couldn't come to admit to me that he's wrong. But like, I can't handle dealing with just dumb bosses. It's too, like, I was so aggravated right there. Quiet quit every moment that I had downtime to be on my phone. I was applying for other work on Indeed, and all I wanted to do was also come home and work on my business to get it to the point where I didn't need to go to work. Like, that stuff was just driving me absolutely insane. It just made me hate going to work even more than I already did. And it's crazy that that stuff is just normal. Like, that's just everywhere in these jobs with corporate levels, and it drove me nuts. It drove me nuts. And I'm sure it drives a lot of you guys nuts too. It eats away at your soul. We're not meant to just BS our way with Slack every day. And a lot of the time we just had to look busy because we didn't have work all the time every day. And I was pretty efficient at being able to get the work done in a reasonable amount of time. And then I just have downtime. It's just naturally, that's at every job. You're gonna have some downtime, especially if you're efficient about getting the work done and you're not just trying to milk the hours and going slow, because you want to get that work done so that you can have time to maybe do other things like organize stuff in your department or whatever it may be at your job. Maybe you do have other tasks that you want to get done for your own sake. It's not even what they ask you to do. It's just better and more efficient for you to keep doing better and better work. And they just can't stand you not, like, if there's 0 orders that come in that day, you have to pretend to work for 8 hours. That grinded my gears. I can't sit still and not do anything for that full day. And then the Slack thing, oh my god. Happy National Sunflower Day on a Tuesday. What, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm some kind of prick for that, but I just despise the Slack, like, culture. It's like every time someone posts one of those, it just, like, drives me up the wall. It's like, is this really what we need to be posting into Slack right now? Seriously? Happy National Sticker Day? What the hell does that even mean? Like, what? Like, why are you posting this? What does this have to do with the work that we're getting done today? Happy Friday, everyone. Like, yeah, I know it's Friday. I woke up thanking God that it's Friday today, so that I can get this workday over with and go home and go enjoy my time off from this job that I don't want to be at. Yeah, I know it's Friday. You don't need to remind me. Maybe I'm jaded, or maybe I just don't belong in that corporate world where people pretend to like each other at the office. And don't get me wrong, we were pretty friendly with each other. We all kind of were on a somewhat similar page about not particularly caring for the workplace. I mean, it's, you know, it's a job. But you know, like, it just grinds my gears that these people just put this nonsense and slack, and these bosses are just demeaning you, and they like, this guy always was just talking down to everybody, everyone, and it just every day just felt like a slog. And then I worked there for a year, and I confront my boss. I guess confront's even too strong of a word. Well, I guess I confront is the second half. I slack him because he wasn't there, and I'm like, hey, you know, it's been a year, can we discuss my pay? You know, they already lowballed me when I started working there. I asked for a certain dollar amount, and they offered me back $1 less, and I was unemployed at that point, so I just needed the work, right? I was like, okay, whatever, like, I'll just get in there, take $1 less. And I should have known that, I mean, if you're gonna, you know, cut the dollar out of my pay, like, that's not a good sign. Like, you. And I asked him about talking about the pay raise, and what does he do? He ignores me, completely ignores me, doesn't respond to it. And I see him in person, I'm like, hey, did you get my Slack message? And he just goes, yep. Right there, I knew I needed out. I needed out so bad, and it didn't matter what it was, I needed out. He obviously did not value the work that I put in. I was helping in departments that I wasn't even a part of. I was completing the work in my department and then going and helping another department because I needed to fill the void of work. And it's so true. The faster you get work done at your job, the only reward is more work that they continue to not acknowledge you for, and that just I couldn't drop it. So after that, found another job, and after I told them that I was putting in my 2 weeks, which I almost wish I didn't. It doesn't even matter. Like, they don't, you know, they fired my friend there. He came in on a Monday after paying for his child's week of daycare, and they didn't tell him. I mean, you know, they don't suddenly come to a decision of letting you go. So he came in on a Monday after paying for the week of childcare, and they're like, hey, we don't want you here anymore, you can go home. And they didn't want to pay his salary, and they hired some new guy who was getting less. He trained my buddy trained him, he trained his replacement, and then they let him go after he trained the person who was going to take over his position and get paid less. That is so messed up on so many levels. And that kind of stuff just doesn't sit right with me. And I just kept grinding harder on my side hustle, getting it to the point where I wouldn't have to work, and it still wouldn't be for another couple of years. So I was still not really close to getting out of this corporate hellhole. But man, I'm sure a lot of this is resonating with people. So many of us have to work these terrible jobs. This guy's really gonna take this. Okay. And it just it grinds me to my core every every time I think about it. I hope that anyone watching this, that this kind of stuff bothers you too, because it should not be okay for that kind of stuff to go on. They just see you as a number. And my boss was surprised when I put in my 2 weeks. He called me into the conference room and he was like, "Hey, I thought I had my dream team and you're quitting?" And I was like, "You ignored me asking for a raise. So yeah, I didn't want to be here anymore." He was like, "Oh," like surprised. He couldn't believe that was the case. It's like, bro, would you want someone to treat you like that? It's insane. So, I don't know, I guess the takeaway from all this is figure out whatever you need to do to not be in that situation. There are jobs that you can work, I'm sure, that won't make you feel that level of dread when you go in. If it's fulfilling work and, you know, everyone you work with is cool, your boss, your coworkers. But a lot of these jobs where, you know, you're not, like, it just, they feel like they're, like, I've been introduced to the concept of them being adult daycare centers, and I think that is spot on. Hit the nail on the head right there. It is just a way for these adults to sit at an office at their desk for 8 hours, to be away from home, and then they go home, like, and they just repeat every day. And I have more stories about other jobs and being fired from one, but that'll be for another day. I think this video's long enough. So I hope you guys just keep working at, you know, whatever it is you want to do that makes you fulfilled. I think that's what it is at the end of the day. I wasn't fulfilled in these positions, and gnawed away at me being in something like that. And I hope you find whatever fulfills you, whether it's, you know, working at a company that actually treats you right and enjoying going to work every day, or starting a business, starting a YouTube channel, starting whatever, if it's your own thing. I think what matters most is not having those feelings every time you need to go do whatever the work is for the day. If you don't wake up with impending doom and just this pit in your stomach, you feel it in there. As long as you don't wake up feeling like that, I think you're not in too bad of a place. I think that's all. I think beyond this, I'll just be rambling. So I hope you guys learned something from it. I hope it was valuable to you. And I haven't asked yet, but if you guys could please subscribe, it does help a lot. You know, subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. I try to put out as much as I can. And yeah, hopefully see you guys soon in the next one. Peace out.